You're watching RVT, Rashid's Teletube, serving nations worldwide. You're watching RVT, Rashid's Teletube worldwide. Where is Rashid all the time? You're watching Rashid's RVT. You're watching RVT, Rashid's Teletube worldwide. Where is Rashid all the time? You're watching Rashid's RVT. You're watching RVT, a Rashid International Broadcasting Station. This RVT Rashid's Video 2 broadcasting is brought to you partly by the Rashid and Jan Show and by delicious, refreshing strawberry milk. Drink an explosion of strawberry flavor in every drop. So like Rashid and Jan say, drink up. Get ready and save on Rashid's RVT Supermarket and Half Price and Savings, where you can save up to 40 to 50% off with coupon. And don't forget to check your circulars for money grabbing savings. Whole chicken tender poultry just $9.99 or less, or tender lamb and steak chops now $7.99 or less at some dealers. Fresh cut watermelon orange juice $6.99. Fresh vegetables, so you don't ever have to wonder what's for dinner, whether it's hot pizza or fruit. Specially cut poultry, pork, beef, or chops. Fresh milk, all available for a reasonable price. Chuck shoulder roast, $3.69 a pound. Chunky soup, 2 for $3. Freshness right at your fingertips. And you can now shop online and have your groceries delivered to your door. Dice cut from the grocers to your freezer to the dinner table. Buy one get one free fresh plucked strawberries or $2.99 a pound rump roast, crispy bacon, and a Rashid R-Man advertiser for boneless beef chuck roast, $2.49. Dazzle your taste buds as you rack up on savings. And don't forget about the RVT reminder of ordering online. Supermarket savings and more are what you're going to get. So get shopping. Tortoise the Frog here. I'm Rashid's pet frog. But enough about the small talk. I want to enlighten your mood with one simple snack. Pickles. Yes, you guessed it. Crispy pickles. See, it's kind of a big deal around here because it's basically two kinds. The classic, which is rather small. But have you ever been to the grocers or the like and came across a barrel? You know what I'm talking about. Behold, a beautiful barrel in the stores that's usually overlooked. See, unlike ordinary pickles, barrel pickles are way past the normal size. And talk about a satisfying snack. Oh, brother. You can say that again. Plump and juicy. One bite and you're hooked. It's easy to locate. Just reach and grab, or they'll do the grabbing for you. With 0 fat and only 7 calories and a whopping 15 milligrams of potassium. Wow. You can even purchase a whole jar. Hey, good to much for internet browsing. Excellent with my Philadelphia cheesesteak. Go north and South Philly. And amazingly satisfying with ale. It's just one of the #1 mouth-watering snacks of all time. Rashid. Yeah, Tor. Do you think they know we can't get enough of their pickles? Well, if they don't, they do now, Tor. Uh-huh. So satisfy the canine in you when you crave barrel pickles. Or go online at www.barrelpickles.org. That's www.barrelpickles.org. I'm a child of the 60s and 70s, so I had to do a show about my childhood friends. Me! Wait, Rock. I'm not that guy right there. Cause Rashid, that guy right there, he can't read. In the movie, he couldn't read. Yo, Rashid, I can read. Okay, Rock. So guys, come visit your friend. Not this one, but this one. Your buddy, the Red Dots. Or these guys. I'ma be there. So be sure to check out Rashid's 70s and more. And that right there belongs to me. Give me the belt, Rashid. Here. Only here on RVT. RVT, Rashid's Video Tube, is proud to announce its affiliation with Disney. Go ahead and wish upon that star and make it true, because Disney is there waiting for you. Put it on this, spread it on that. A little on this and a whole lot of that. Everything's better with butter. Whip it on this, a little on that. Smear it on this and square it on that. Everything's better with butter. Now you can square it up with butter or margarine. Electrify your taste buds with the rich and satisfying taste of butter. Whip it on this, graze it on that. Square it on rice, now that's where is that? Everything's better with butter. Now get to the grocers and square it up. Also in spread style to go easy on bread.
Quick guys, run for the hills! Ah! Everybody run! Everybody run! Ah! Look out! RVT.
This RVT Rashid's Video Tube broadcasting is brought to you partly by the Rashid and Jan Show and by delicious, refreshing strawberry milk. Drink an explosion of strawberry flavor in every drop. So like Rashid and Jan say, drink up. You're watching RVT. You're watching RVT, a Rashid International Broadcasting Station. You're watching RVT, Rashid's Teletube, serving nations worldwide. Go ahead, Roger.
Huh?
Go ahead, Roger. Go ahead.
Yo, watch these video too. Way to go. Show offs.
The following presentation is brought to you by Rashid's Universe, now streaming on YouTube, Google+, and other social media platforms. And now, enjoy the show. Broadcasting live from Rashid Cyber Rock RVT headquarters. It's the Rashid and Annette show on social media. Now, here's Rashid and Annette.
And now, the Mickey Mouse Club presents Annette.
Look out there.
Hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody. Welcome to RVT. This is RVT, Rashid's Video Tube. In conjunction with RMJC, Rashid's Music Jukebox Center. And I'm Rashid the R-Man, coming live on social media, Google+, YouTube, and other social media platforms. How you guys doing? I'm just waking up and we decided to go on the air because we want to see some RVT tonight. How about that? And it's interesting. The topic we're going to be talking about today, don't be led astray. The reason why I say that because it's basically what we've been covering for the past couple of shows. That's comics and animation. And how you doing, sweetie? You alright? Yeah. And I have some other shows, guys. It's not a comic book show. Alright, it's not one of those shows that's gonna be all the time animation. I don't wanna buckle you guys down with thinking that. Because we have other shows and everything. It's just taking time to get together. And they're not gonna all be on the Rashid and Annette show. That's something we wanna bring out also. It's not gonna all be on the Rashid and Annette show. It's just I'm working, this is a secret project we're working on. The Rashid and Annette show. It's a secret project. So it's a personal thing. So we testing and doing, and we're just work with us. Alright, I know what I'm doing. Just work with us. This guy, did y'all see Rashid's CyberTube? Y'all like that? Yeah, I'm gonna try to have that up every weekend. I don't know if I'm having it up this weekend, but I should have it up this weekend. If not, I'll still come on the air and we'll do something fun on the air. So I'm doing a lot of fun things around RVT, Rashid's Video Tube, and one of those fun things that I find very entertaining for us is doing cartoons and animation and comics. Ever since Rashid the Mystical Sorceress, like I can't get off of that. It's just I got the comic book bug or the animation bug, and I don't want to leave it. But yet and still, we have serious shows coming up, guys, for the mature. All right, so don't think we just stuck on this right here. But just deal with it, and just work with me, and you'll see as time go by, you guys will get the understanding. Just work with me, guys. All right. I just wanted to clarify that. Speaking of the comics that we're going to be talking about today, is because I was in bed and me and my girlfriend was just talking, and it was like, you know, I was talking about the days when I used to read these comics right here. And I got in the 70s, I'll say about 1979, 1978, I don't think it was 77. But I used to get an allowance like every 2 weeks, okay? And when I got the allowance, I used to walk down to the previous neighborhood I used to live in. And I used to get these comic books. I used to spend my money on comic books. My dad said they were trash. You know, my dad always watched and see what kind of things we did with our allowance. You know, when I came back with comics, he said, "Oh, you went and got this shit." You know, he's always... I ain't pay that nigga no attention. I really didn't. I fucking didn't. I fucking didn't give a fuck about him. I was happy of my spendings. I was very happy of what I spent my money on. And my younger brother did the same thing. He was a comic book reader also. And my mother go out, she used to come back and she'd have comic books for us. She didn't know exactly which kinds, so she just grabbed a couple
And I got the series ones all the time. Not all the time, but a lot of times. But I also got a lot of animation ones. And I found great joy in coming up and reading these comic books. I found great joy in it. You know, so I was surrounded by comics my whole life. You know, when I was a baby, my cousin collected them. Now we're talking about 1976, 1975. Because I was a baby then. I was 5 years old, 4 years old. And I remember seeing these books on the side of the walls. And they were comic books. And he collected all these fucking comics. And they was all stacked up on the wall in his bedroom, on the floor. And I used to always go over there and just look at them. And he's always saying, don't mess with my comics, don't mess with my comics. So I used to always go over there and just start looking through them and stuff like that. So I didn't know what they was. I didn't know what kind of books they were. But I knew they had a certain smell to them. And I knew that they were like, you know, different than all the other books. And then when I got older, I learned they were comic books and so forth. So then I started buying on my own. I got older. Now we're going when I got allowance and stuff like that. So, and these comics right here are basically the ones. Now the superhero was the ones also, but these right here was my favorite comic books. But there's something that's added on to these comic books that a lot of people don't talk about today. And that's what we're going to talk about on this show right here, because this is the beginning of this conversation about these comics. This is the beginning of it. And I will tell you why it's the beginning, because when you hear what we got to say about it, it's going to sound weird. It's going to sound off. It's going to sound odd. It's going to sound really, really weird. But you got to hear me out with this. You got to hear me out with this. It's going to be the beginning. Again, I'm telling you, it's going to be the beginning. It's the first time I'm talking about it, but throughout RBT and especially Rashid's Cybertube, you're going to see it more and more and more because it had place with us. Now, a lot of people today, they're in the comics and they collect comics and they do whatever with comic books and all, but they don't talk about a certain attribute that was with comics. A backbone, as it were. They don't talk about this backbone that was with comics. Now, we don't know the reason for this, but all we know is that they don't talk about it. And what I'm talking about is Hostess cupcakes. Can I get a blow whistle for that? We talking about Hostess cupcakes. Now, you may say, excuse me guys, I'm just waking up and I'm all clogged up. You may say, well, what the fuck does Hostess cupcakes got to do with comic books? Well, I'm gonna tell you what it has to do with comic books. Because that's what's missing in today's comics these kids are in. Now, today's comics today, the kids are the young crowd. I don't know the kids. What the fuck I'm talking about? You got the adults in the comics more than the children today. You know what I mean? So they missing cakes. They missing cakes, Hostess cupcakes and fruit pies and Twinkies cakes. And this feature, this add-on to comic books made comic books add flavor and taste to it. I don't know why, even though you wasn't eating a Hostess cream pie or a Twinkie cake, you always got the feeling of, hey, one day I'm going to eat one, and you didn't really care about the fact that you didn't have one. But somehow you tasted it in your mouth when you read comics, some strange reason. And these Hostess fruit pies and Twinkie cakes came with the comic book characters doing a comic book skit. And at the end of the skit, they'll be eating a Hostess fruit pie and Twinkie cake. And this gave the comic book life for some strange fucking reason. This gave the comic book life. Now, the Incredible Hulk did it. Okay, the Incredible Hulk was one of my favorite ones. Beetle Bailey did it. I can't remember the rest of them that did that. I can't remember the rest of them. But it was always fascinating to read a comic book, and in the middle of the comic book, you came across these pages, like the Archies, whatever. You came across these pages where it was just one page as an advertisement, for Hostess cupcakes and fruit Hostess cakes, and the comic book was about, the comic page was about that, and at the end of it, it had this slogan right here: you get a big delight in every bite of Hostess cupcakes and fruit pie or yada yada cakes. Y'all reading right there. I missed that so fucking much, dude, because when you look back at the days when we was in comics, it was totally different from the way they're in comics today. We don't know what, I mean, we can still listen to these guys talk about comic books and all like that, but they don't have the flavor we have. They talking about the characters and so forth like that, or like they're real people. We didn't look at comic books that way. We knew they weren't real people, so we just enjoyed the medium, the atmosphere of being around comics, and it gave us a lot more to talk about rather than just the characters inside these comic books. Okay, and when we used to talk about this stuff, it gave us like a trip away from reality into really enjoying what we were into. You know, like it just gave us a gratification of, hey, you know, we're into something big here. We're into something good here. And these Hostess cupcake pies, you get a big delight. When you read that, I swear it was like looking at a commercial. That's what's missing from today's comic book. These young crowds today doesn't have that shit. You know what I mean? They don't have what we had. They don't have that kind of imagination of reading a comic. They come across a Hostess comic page and reading that, and at the end of a reading, you get a big delight in every bite of Hostess cupcake and fruit pie cakes, and it gave you such a good feeling, especially when you read the comic on a rainy day. And y'all know what I'm talking about, who's from the 70s. On a rainy day, and there you were as a child, with these comics in your lap, and you was just buckled up so tightly, dude. And you read this stuff and was just so into the words and the characters. But you know what? Here's the interesting part about that. Here's the very interesting part about that. Today, people share their opinions about the characters in comic books. We didn't used to do that. We kept it to ourselves. See, we stuck to talking about the comic books, the overall view of the comic book. You know what I mean? The overall picture of it. We never came to each other and said, how do you feel about the Fantastic Four or Plastic Man? Or how would you think? You would never talk like that, because then we'll be moving into, hey, we talking about them like they're real people. So we never talk, but we always talked about reading comic books, and automatically you knew what kind of flavor they was enjoying. We never talked about comics like the way they talk about them now. We just never, not saying nothing wrong with it, of course, not wrong with it, but I'm just saying it's amazing how times change, things change. When somebody say, oh, I was reading comic books, you automatically know what they was enjoying. You know what I mean? You automatically know it. And when you grow up and you read these Hostess, and you come across Hostess, because they still sell them in the stores, guys. I buy them, we buy them once a month. I buy them once a month for my kids because I want to teach them about. They're not called Hostess and all that now. They Drake's Cakes now or some shit like that. You gotta look for them, but they under a different name. They're not Hostess and all of that anymore. They came out with them again, but nobody wasn't really buying them really. And of course, y'all know the Twinkies fucked up. They're fucking shit. You bite it and it's like chewy. The shit is chewy. You stretching it like Twizzlers. I don't know what they did with the Twinkie cake. Fucking shit. Everything fucked up about it. The Hostess cream pies are just smaller. You know, when I was little, they were bigger. Y'all know they were bigger. You know. And he had the magician guy, the Twinkie cowboy. Y'all know, y'all looking. So these things here, man, they don't have, they don't have these anymore. You know, they have them under a different name. I think it's Drake's Cakes. We get to Drake's Cakes with a little duck. There's a little duck character on it. But it's the same exact fucking thing, dude. So look for that. They just under a different name. You know, you might come across some Hostess. I doubt it, but they came out with it in a smaller version. But they, all of a sudden, they got rid of it. I don't know. Nobody wasn't really going for it, and the comic books are not promoting it anymore. So it's just died out or something like that. But it was really, really interesting to see it made a comeback. Anyway, even if it was for a short period of time, it actually came back, but in a shorter version. So it was like, okay, this and that and stuff. But the comic books, they wasn't in the comic books now, and that's what's missing in our opinion, our opinion around here, that's what's missing today in the comic book. They got no snacks. They got no advertising. Another one was Hubble Bubble Bubble Gum. Now I didn't worry about Hubble Bubble Bubble Gum too much because, well, I just didn't worry about that. I was worried about I was thinking about the Hostess. When you came across a comic book character during the air for Hostess, you got a certain feeling when you read your comic books. It gave it flavor. The whole artistic genre of putting that together, cake and comic book of these characters represented, made the comic look different. It made it look alive. It's way different, and it's sad that these young people today don't know nothing about it. They don't know anything about the comics and Hostess Fruit Pie Cakes. They don't know anything about it. But if they did, I'm sure they would really enjoy it, dude. And stop talking about the characters so much. And just enjoy the fact that it's a comic book to enjoy. You know what I mean? So, God damn it. I don't give a shit even. I'm still going on. I don't even give a fuck, man. But I just wanted to talk about this, and y'all gonna see more of it. Now, this is what I was told. This is what we was talking about, because they gonna see more. I'm just starting out, right? I'm just starting out with this, because y'all gonna see more, especially on Rashid Cyber 2. Y'all gonna see more of the comic book and Hostess Cup, because I know I can't bring it back, but I can speak on it because it was part of my childhood. And 98% of the things that's found on RVT is from my childhood, guys. 98% of it is from experience that I had as a child, or something that I always wanted to do, and I'm acting it out now. Now I say about 98% of it. 98. So just so you know that, so why wouldn't this Hostess be part of it if you were into the comic book craze in the 70s, along with the rollerblade skates and the cap guns and all this other stuff? You had these comic books with the Hostess Fruit Pie and Twinkie Cakes, and it was just such a good thing. I think they fucked up. I'm gonna tell you the shit. I think they fucked up when they made a commercial with the cowboy Twinkie. The cow, right? I think, in my opinion, they fucked up, because then at the end of in the commercial, sweetie, it was like you get a big delight, and everybody in the commercial was like, no, you don't get the same feeling in the commercial, dude. You gotta read this shit in the comic, dude. And when they did the commercial of it, I didn't get that feeling of enjoying the cakes or Twinkies the way I did when it was in a comic book. I didn't get the same feeling, dude. So I think they fucked up when they did the commercial of Hostess. Then you get a big delight in Hostess. I don't know. The feeling was different. The feeling wasn't there for me. It wasn't there, dude. So, it's just better in a comic book. It's just better in a comic. When you read an Archie comic or Casper or whatever, it was better in there. You know, rather than the commercial, dude. The commercial shit wasn't getting it. And I wanted to come on here and just talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to come on and talk about that. Because, you know, even though we have fun on the weekends around RVT, I mean, where my water at? Shit. I'm just waking up and my throat is vicious. And even though we have fun around the weekend around RVT, during the weekday I try to have something for us, guys. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. I try to have something for us there on Tuesday or whatever. Because we need something to fucking watch. Better way to talk about the comic genre around RVT. Now, I know I got a lot of mature people listening to me. And they want to see the Twilight Zones. They want to see nightly news stuff and all of that. Basically, I would gladly give y'all that stuff, but there's really nothing to talk about right now. Everybody talking about the same thing, and I'm sure y'all know what that is. One person, everybody talking about, but I ain't bringing that shit here. I'm not bringing it here. If you trust me, I'm going to give all my audience, everybody what you crave. I'm going to give you what you're looking for. It's just I can't do it now. These comics and animation are very easy to put together. Plus, I like them, and I'm a man child. So, okay, I could do this very easy. All right? But for you serious-hearted people out there, you got to stick with me, all right? I got exactly what we need. I already got the serious stuff out the way. It's just I'm tackling to the now I won't even say it's infantile, but I'm tackling the youthfulness of entertainment around here that I've never done before. That's why it looks different. So I'm gonna stay here for a while till I get this up, because I already got the serious shit. You know, with the If So and What Do You Think TV shows around here. That's the series. I got that first. Now this is right here is the young at heart stuff. Let me get this together. Alright? I know what I'm doing. Alright? I got the serious stuff. Let me get this together. Alright? So I'm going to have a variety of shows at the right times. But you got to, just stick with me. And if this don't suit your palate for entertainment, you're free to go somewhere else. You know that. And I'm sorry. And I'll talk to you when I have something more serious up. But personally, I'm enjoying this because it's a hell of a break. And you can't find this conversation or a show like this nowhere on social media and nowhere in mainstream. Y'all, in fact, I take that back. You will find this on social media before you find it on mainstream. You could go classic comics reviews and stuff on YouTube, and you'll find somebody talking about the same shit the way I'm talking about this, dude. So it's still fascinating to have a show like this because you can't find them nowhere, guys. And to do a show like this is an honor. It's a fucking honor, dude. So, in other words, I know about the serious material, but Rashid is not complaining one bit about this. I'm really enjoying this. Just letting you know that I'm really enjoying this. Hands down. I miss the Hostess Fruit Pie and Twinkie Cake ads in comic books. I miss it. I know they are no more. And if these young people knew what it was, I'm sure they would get a big kick out of it. And the thing about it is some older generations is listening to me now who can say, Rashid, I got something better than that you don't know about when I was a child. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But when I was a child, we had the Hostess Cupcake. Maybe it's something better before that. But the point of the matter is, I don't think they have anything for comics right now. Just who these characters are, and the people looking at these characters like they're real human beings, and they talking about them like they're real human beings. And that's what's going on with the comic book genre now, which is fun to do, entertaining to do, and exciting to do. To look at these characters like they're real, and have these shows and talking about these characters like they're real. It's an exciting thing to do. That would have been awesome to do when we were little, but that creativity wasn't there for us. So we just stuck to just the comic book medium and just left it just like that. But it'll be exciting to talk about the comic books the way the people talking about the comic books today. That'll be exciting. But at the same time, it would be good if these same individuals that's talking about these comics today, like if talking about Batman, if he was real or what have you, if they knew about the Hostess Cup fruit pie cakes, to let you see the childness, the fun the comic books bring. It brings fun. It ain't just for reading and just going serious and shit. It's not like that. Comic books brought a lot of fun into your life. And one of those fun things was reading about these Hostess fruit pie and Twinkie cakes. That was one of the fun things that was about comic books, man. So I'm gonna bring all that to Rashid Cyber 2, and y'all saw Rashid Cyber 2 this past weekend. I'm bringing all of that to Rashid Cyber 2 because I think that's something we shouldn't stray away from too far, because then we're moving away from our childhood. We're moving away from the things that made us happy. Are we betraying the things that made us get by, situations or circumstances in our youth? Are we betraying that? You don't want to betray the things that helped us out. You don't want to betray the things that made us imaginate. And this is one of the things that made us have imagination. I'm not going to betray that. That's why I'm bringing it to RVT. That's why we're bringing it to RVT, and I'm very pleased to do it. I'm very pleased to do it. I don't know in what flavor, in what way I'm going to do it, but I'm definitely going to bringing it to RVT, because it ain't going no fucking way. Everybody else betraying and forgetting about shit. I'm not. Whenever you read, you get a big delight in every bite of hosting. You got a good feeling, dude. You got a really wholesome, childish feeling. It was good to be alive. It was good to hear rain outside your window. It was. I'm not gonna go in detail too much about it, but you 70 kids know what I'm talking about. You 60s kids know what I'm talking about, or even 50s. Around here we're going to preserve. And these people that's in the comics today are missing out because they don't know about snacks inside comics. They don't know about snacks. They don't know about Batman advertising Hostess cupcakes on one of his fucking shit. You see? And what if today they had Batman eating a Hostess cupcake in front of these kids' face? These kids today, these young crowds today, be like, what the fuck is this shit? And Batman eating a Hostess cupcake, smiling, his face smile. And these kids today will see some shit like that and be like, what the hell is this? But see, something like that was joy to us. You see what I mean? It's just amazing how times change and the whole flavor of animation, comic changes. It didn't stay the same, dude. You know what I mean? It's like it's all different now. They looking at these characters like, well, they too tough to eat a Hostess cupcake. You see what I mean? They too bad to eat a Hostess cupcake. And that's another thing that's interesting to talk about. Where are the other comics like Beetle Bailey, Casper? I'm not saying, now listen to me, listen. I'm not saying that it has to be, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has to be Beetle Bailey or Casper or Hot Stuff. Hot Stuff, the little devil. Right, I'm not saying it have to be them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in this comic book world, this genre that everybody's hooked on, these Hollywood comic book movies, where are the characters like Dagwood Bumstead, Beetle? But I mean, comics have two sides. You have the superhero side, then you have the side that's, guys, which y'all looking at the fun comic stuff. So where is this at? Where are they? Where are these comics? You just get one side of comic today. You don't get no kind of like, okay, Richie Rich and shit. Now these are comics that I grew up on, and I know they old comics, and I know they don't make. I know that, but they should have some new characters to replace them. Or Batman been around since I've been out. Robin been around since back then. Superman. Why not these characters? If these characters was around when Richie Rich was in comic books and Hot Stuff and Catcher, why not these same characters. So they dumped these characters aside, Richie Rich and them, and just stuck to these Batman motherfuckers. That's what you're telling me? It's Spider-Man. You see what I'm saying to you guys? These characters, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, was out the same time that Richie Rich, Hot Stuff, Casper, Beetle, all that was out. The same time now. So where are they at? Just like these Batman and all this shit. They just disappeared. They just left. Well, that's interesting to see. That's interesting to know. Because it's not going to be around here. It's not going to be around here. If you're going to talk about the comic book craze, you're going to do it the right fucking way. Right? You ain't what you half-stepping for. That's half-stepping. Going to superheroes, to me, is half-stepping. You doing it halfway. You're not doing it whole way. How you going to look at, okay, this Marvel and all this stuff. This is good. But this is half of this, man. This is not the right one, dude. I don't know. Where's the ticket? Where's Plastic Man at? Where's the funny superheroes at? The ones with humor. It's like everything is changed. Alright, this is comics. No, I refuse to look at comics that way because this is bullshit. It's bullshit. So, around here, at least we could start around here, guys. We're going to look at shit the right fucking way. We're going to look at shit the right fucking way, the way it's supposed to fucking be. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to sit back and just say, okay, alright, the comic superhero thing is these guys, and that's it. And that's just the way. No, we're going to look at it the right fucking way. Because, and for these guys who's looking at these comics in a certain way, and they say, okay, these superheroes, they looking at them like they talk about like they real people and all. That's good. That's good. They handling the comic medium that way. That's what Rashid said. They're handling the comic medium that way. We're handling the comic medium this way. But don't say that that's the right. Look, that's just period. Shit. This is just the comic. Period. Bullshit. That's bullshit. We're not around here. We're never going to say that's true. Never. They're handling the comic genre that way. We're handling it this way. I'm not going to say my way is the right way. I'm not going to say their way is the right way. It's just that's the way they handle. This is the way we going to handle ours. Because it's not all serious. Alright, that's the comic fucking genre. And this goes for all the way up in Hollywood. This goes for all the Marvel movies they making and all this other shit, dude. Now understand, okay, kids don't want to. That's bullshit. Kids do what. I don't even want to talk. Wait. This is a show about comic. Kids do want to see it. Don't say nobody wants to see. Dude, you're a grown, hairy, fucking adult with hair under your underarms. With hair on your legs, alright? A child would like to see Hot Stuff movie. Stop being fucking stupid. Stop being stupid, dude. Okay? Stop being stupid. Look in the mirror. You got a mustache and a beard, motherfucker. Okay? Now, a child will want to see a Hot Stuff movie. Yes, they would. Okay, so don't sit there and say nobody don't wants to see. What world you living in, dude? You're an adult. Well, you are an adult. So stop saying nobody. What the fuck are you talking about? Kids will want to see that. Alright, let's get that off the bat. Don't go Looney Tune and shit, okay? Don't take it too fucking far. You're still an adult, and that's comic book shit, and kids like that. And they would like to see a Beetle Bailey cartoon movie. Yes, they would. You're an adult with a mustache and hair under your underarms. That's why you don't want to see it. But don't sit back and say, nobody don't want to see that. Don't go Looney Tune. Alright. That's all I got to say. And it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing that these things change, these things change. It's very sad. I'm not going to forget about the good times that the comic book brought me. You know, I'm not gonna forget about that. I'm not gonna forget about. I know the X-ray glasses page. The what's the accessory page where you go buy like fake poop and all that shit. I already got that. I got a show for that, but this is not it. We'll do that another time. That's why I'm not gonna really tackle that because I have a show for that. And we talk about those clippings right there. That we look at different clippings and talk about them and laugh and stuff like that. But that's for a different show. Yeah. So look out for that here also. It's called I think it's called Comic Book Clippings. We have a show on RBT called Comic Book Clippings. Yeah. So you want to look out for that also. Comic books hold power, a lot of power, because Islam. You talk about Muslim. They have. You can't even make a comic about Allah. It was a time where Allah comic book was really huge. If you did a very negative something about Allah, they went rioting all in the streets and killing people. And this was done, this is done off a comic book. You know, a comic picture, not a book, a picture. Just one comic picture had people getting killed. That time period, I think, is over. But still, we read a couple weeks ago, right? Somebody got suspended or something because they did a comic about Allah or something, so they suspend somebody and something happened like that. But it wasn't no violence. I remember a few years, yeah, it was really big that you couldn't even make a comic about Allah because these people. But that's showing how powerful the comic is. How you should be very versatile in comics rather than sticking to one type of just superhero shit. You know, because that's how powerful this book is. That's how powerful it is. It's very, very powerful, dude. But I don't think Muslims killing each other over Allah comics no more. But every now and then you get some stupid shit, somebody acting stupid and so forth in the Allah comic or whatever like that. But the power of the comic book did not die. The medium of the comic book genre changed. There's no doubt about that. It changed. Okay? The kids are stuck with just violence in comic books today. They're stuck with just violence as the main thing about comics, about the main thing. I don't want to get personal or nothing. I don't want to get personal. But when my dad took us to the movies to see something childish, okay? To see something childish. When my dad took us to the movies to see something childish. Now listen, I'm not going to get personal. When we left the movie theater, he never called it trash. What if he did? What if my dad took us to the movies to see the frog, not the frog, but that frog, that kind of Disney, we see Disney movies all the time. Escape from Witch Mountain, no, let's pick a cartoon. We saw Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which we did. So, upon leaving from watching that, my dad turned to us and said, "Oh, that was garbage." How would I view it? What if my mother said that? What if my mother said that? Oh, that was just garbage. That was garbage. How would I view that movie right there? How would you view that movie right there? Think about it. Your parents just said it was garbage. How would you view the movie? Now, watch this. Now your child going to the movie. Now you take your child to the movies and your child see I don't know, a Casper movie or whatever. And it says from the comic book. It come on like Marvel. You know how Marvel comes on with all them flipping pages that everybody's stealing today? How it has the word Marvel and they have all these really fast pictures. Alright, what if they came on like Casper and all that came on like that? See how bad that fucking shit look? Now you leave the movie theaters with your children, and your children hyped up, man, that was a good movie. That was good. It was so awesome. There's no way the average parent want to say it's garbage. That's just my opinion of it. I know the generation we living in, and it's none of my fucking business. But a parent will just say, yeah, but, you know, you want to get hip to this. See, what's going on here, dude? What's going on here? I don't want to get personal. But if your parents say a movie is garbage, you're going to look at it like it's garbage, dude. Because you listen to your parents, alright? What I'm trying to say is, today the kids have nothing. No kind of fun comics to look. When they look at a comic book, when they look at anything comic, they got to look at a kicking ass superhero guy. That's all we got now. We got no fun anymore. If they go see that Charlie Brown, they had a Charlie Brown animation. The animation was something nobody ever seen before on the planet Earth. This was the last Charlie Brown movie they had in the movie theaters. I could picture a parent telling their kids that was garbage when they left it. I don't know. I could just picture it. I wasn't there. It's none of our business. But somehow I could picture a parent telling a child that was garbage. Because there's no way that a movie like that, the animation and the computer animation in that Charlie Brown movie, didn't get proper recognition. That did not happen. That did not happen as an artist, as a cartoonist. That shit did not happen, and yet it happened. You know, and yet you're forced to look at these other movies, which they say they garbage, or they want a good movie. The last X-Men movie was stupid. Fantastic Four movie was stupid. We go on and on and on and on. These people are still hyping them up and going to see these fucking shit. They still going to see them. You know what I mean? They still going to see these movies. So the child hearing they garbage, but somehow they in a safe net when they say they garbage. See, Charlie Brown wasn't in a safe net. They said that was garbage. That got flushed down the toilet. You can say these other superheroes, you know what I mean? You can say these other superhero movies garbage, and they still could be in a safe net. You see what I'm saying? It's a big fucking difference. The whole way they look at comics today, we disagree with. The whole thing, the whole fucking thing is one-sided bullshit. It's one-sided bullshit. And I'm going to give it to you around here the best way I can. I'm going to give it to you the little Rashid's way. The little Rashid's way, how I show my children. That's how I'm going to give it to y'all around here, dude. I'm going to give it to you like that. So y'all can know the truth about shit. And this show right here is, I feel as I wanted to come on and talk about this Hostess fruit pie and Twinkie cake thing, because it gave the comic flavor. Okay, and I'm going to bring it to RVT, so don't be surprised when you see it. They had the green, remember the green fruit pie they had, because the Incredible Hulk, the fruit was green, the pie was green. It was exciting to eat. It was exciting time to go to the store and get one of these pies where the fruit was green, the pie was green, and you was watching the comic book of the Incredible Hulk advertising it. That's how much the comics was advertising cakes, that it actually made cakes off the comics, and it worked. It made the comic come to life. It brought joy in our life, and this is something kids should know about. This is something that we as adults who experienced this should not have never forgotten, dude, because now it's on a different. We got to get back to the foundation of what got us in the comics in the first place. And around RVT, I plan to do that. I'm planning on doing that, dude. I'm planning to do it around here. I'm planning to do it around here. I just need you guys. Well, I want you guys to come here and enjoy it with us, because we're gonna enjoy it whether you're here or not, dude. We are. Because we like this. We always will like it. What else on memory real fast with comics that we overlook? I like the fact, now listen, I like the fact also that when we saw, say you saw a Popeye comic book, I didn't like reading that. You know why? Because I said if I want to read Popeye, I watch it on TV. You ever get that feeling like that. Okay, here's a Mighty Mouse comic book. I don't want to read that. Why? Because it's a cartoon come on every day that I look at. You just get a feeling like they're a waste of time. I don't want to read Popeye. I don't want to look at Mighty Mouse, Woody Woodpecker. I don't want to read that. Bugs Bunny. I don't want to look at that because they already came on TV. So why would I want to read it? You wanted to read the comics that wasn't on TV. So all of these things right here holds history with the American children, with the American people, with people in general, no matter where country you're from, especially Japan, who's top priority in comics in Japan. These things we should not forget, dude. We can't let these things go by us. We can't. If they was an escape back then, they can be escape for us now. And just before you rush in and say, oh, this is childish, this is childish, this is childish, never forget one thing, and then we're going to end this show. Never forget one thing. Alright? This is a childish discussion. This is a childish topic. Yes, it is. But never forget one thing. Who wrote these comics right here? A child or an adult? Who did the animation or do the animation for these comics right here? A child or an adult? Who came up with the notion of putting Hostess cupcakes and Twinkie Hostess pies with comics in the first place? A child or an adult? Now, as adults, we're saying we really enjoyed that. And it was done by adults. What do you think? So the point I'm trying to make is, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be sarcastic. And I don't want to come off mean. But if you have a problem with this kind of content, my advice is don't come here. Alright? This is what we're about. We have serious shows, but this is what we're about. We should really enjoy ourselves. And I'm going to make us enjoy ourselves. Don't bring none of that here that this is bullshit, this is childish. Because I know that's what era we living in, where we're trashing all this kind of shit right here. Don't bring it here. Alright? And remember, it was fascinating to distinguish between what we was watching on TV and what was on the comic book, and saying, I don't want to look at the Fred Flintstone comic book. Why? Because he's on television. I could say this and you don't feel anything. You have to do it when you by yourself and it's quiet. You will see what I'm talking about. But right now when I say this, you don't really feel anything. It's like, Rashid, I hear what you're saying, but you got to do it when you by yourself. Then you'll see what I'm talking about. It's like, why would I read this? You just didn't get that feeling of like if you're reading about Nancy or something like you got a different feeling, or Little Lulu or whatever. You got a different feeling, dude. You got a different feeling. The only one that will pass on that, I think, will be Casper the Friendly Ghost. He'll be the only one that will be passable, and a few others probably. Y'all could probably think of somebody. But around here, I'm thinking Casper the Friendly Ghost probably be one you'll pass and say, okay, I'll read this comic, even though it comes on television. I'll read it. He's probably in Hot Stuff, but they never fuck with Hot Stuff. Maybe because of the topic of him, because he's a devil. He was one of my favorite characters, Hot Stuff. He was one of my favorite characters, dude. So, I don't know why they never made a Hot Stuff. Maybe they did. Maybe y'all could talk about it amongst yourselves. Maybe they did make a Hot Stuff cartoon or whatever. But in a nutshell, you just you never know. It's like some people some characters you say you can read, some you can't. And then there'll be the comic books when it is a different color, when their hair is green. The Fred Flintstone hair is green. Or something. I can't read that because his hair is green. And his hair is not green. His hair is black. And the Fred Flintstone shirt is blue. And it's like, I can't read that. Why not? Because his shirt is blue. You always got to have, you know what I'm saying? There's little nitpick things. But these are the things that I want to keep real RBT. These are the things I want to keep real RBT to keep us laughing, man. And never forgetting the whole comic book genre, dude. What made us laugh and shit. And what made us then eating Cracker Jacks, reading comic books. Who didn't do no shit like that, dude? So I'm gonna keep that shit around here, dude. You know what I mean? And I'm very strict about it. So I hope you guys have fun. I hope you guys have had a nice time. And I will be doing this again later, all right? And you guys stay close to RBT for more Rashid RBT Entertainment on my Google page. Okay, and I'll have something fun for us in a few days, and I'll be talking to you guys later. All right, take care.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Rashid Internet. Join us next time for some more thrilling adventures. Take care.
This has been an RVT Rashid's Video Tube social media television production. Can somebody give these girls some socks? Good girl. This program was brought to you by Rashid's Cyber Rock Films in conjunction with YouTube and Google Plus and social media plug out. It's all about change, real change. Peace. You're watching RVT, Rashid's Teletube Worldwide. Where is Rashid all the time? You're watching Rashid's RVT. This RVT Rashid's Video Tube Broadcasting is brought to you partly by the Rashid and Jan Show and by delicious, refreshing strawberry milk. Drink an explosion of strawberry flavor in every drop. So like Rashid and Jan say, drink up. Something so creamy, something so rich. No wonder it's a no-brainer when it comes to dessert. Just ask our pudding friend over here. Yeah, doesn't give you a dessert aftertaste some desserts carry. And as you see with our pudding friend over here, this much effort is not needed when preparing. But you may go to extreme measures to get to this refreshing snack. With just 170 calories, potassium 213, protein is 4.5 grams, and a whopping 15% calcium you can't miss. And speaking of misses, hey, don't worry my friend, patience can be a refreshing thing. And you know, see, I love happy endings. So remember, with pudding you too can't miss. Just go to your nearest grocers or head over to www.pudding.com. That's www.pudding.com. Ice cream, balls, shoes, socks, all on social media. Laughing, playing, having fun, all on social media. Books, trains, weight loss gains, all on social media. Different worlds, cute little girls, things that will make you lose your curls, all on social media. Cartoonish babes, the twerking gays, the top 10s that will make you be amazed, all on social media. Rashid Arman people love, all without a lot of subs, all on social media. That's Rashid's social media. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Crispy. It helps you wake up in the morning. In fact, bacon is an any time of the day treat. when you hear the sizzle, and the smell of it is alarming to the senses. It's no wonder why people can't resist it. Bacon lovers know that bacon makes everything better. Treat the taco. Treat it well, if you can keep it together. Oh, the mighty bacon. Animals love it too. It's a fact that one strip of bacon only has 3.3 total milligrams of fat and 0 trans fat. 0. And only 9 milligrams of cholesterol. 9. And 45 milligrams of potassium. And only 43 calories. 43. So flip that bacon. Crispy. Who could resist this meat? So now what do you say? Nothing if you're a true bacon lover. Keep a smile on her face as she cleans the plate. If it's one thing that should be honored, it's bacon. Shop today or go online for nutritional info facts.
There's no need to fear. Here on RBT, Rashid's Video Tube. It is so good to be out those projects. Andy, what are you doing? You're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to say that. What did I do, Rashid? Warehouse moving sale. Have you heard? Rashid R-Man celebrates new warehouse. They're passing huge savings on you for a very limited time, and I mean limited time. They're offering the Skin Candy 21 and 36 color sets at huge savings. Go to www.warehousemoving.com. Sexy is sexy, but savings is savings. Go to www.warehousemoving.com.
Put it on this, spread it on that. A little on this and a whole lot of that. Everything's better with butter. Whip it on this, a little on that. Smear it on this and square it on that. Everything's better with butter. Now you can square it up with butter or margarine. Electrify your taste buds with the rich and satisfying taste of butter. Whip it on this, graze it on that. Square it on rice, now that's where is that? Everything's better with butter. Now get to the grocers and square it up. Also in spread style to go easy on bread. Hey guys, you know what this is? Come on. Around here we call this the cure. What? You don't know what the cure is? Well, first, let's talk about what this is. It's syrup. Now I know, you use syrup for pancakes and waffles. But did you know there's other kinds of syrup? All from the finest things of the planet. Want strawberry pancakes? Let the cure do its job and transform your regular pancakes into strawberry ones. Okay, want blueberry pancakes? Go out and get blueberry syrup and voila! Blueberry pancakes. Use the flavors on ice cream, pie, and even cereal. No wonder why we call this the cure. It cures everything from plain to fabulous. So, enjoy nature's answer to plain. Look for money-saving coupons in the paper. You're watching RVT, a Rashid International Broadcasting Station. Your adventure starts here. Luggage from top names over 65% off. Just surf over to www.luggage.com. That's www.luggage.com.
Quick, guys, run for the hills! Ah! Everybody run! Everybody run! Ah! Look out! RVT.
You're watching RVT. Pork this, pork that, pork this, pork that, pork, 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 pork. Yeah. Top the meat.
When I think about how much I love and want chocolate, oh.
Just a reminder, it's always time for chocolate. You're watching RVT, Rashi's Teletube, serving nations worldwide.